Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. And today we shall be reading from the page 751 of the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and the Panchama Veda. And Bengali it is 802. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna talking to devotee named Mahendra. He said, "Hello, why haven't you visited Dakshineshwar for so long?" So Sri Ramakrishna, he used to keep eye on the devotees who are not coming to Dakshineshwar. Why? For their spiritual development. So we will start from here. As usual, let us start with this mantra. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. So this, as a Sri Ramakrishna is sitting, we can close our eyes and can imagine that the Lord is sitting and so many people, they are coming and sitting in that room in Dakshineshwar, and the people are those who are not coming regularly. Sri Ramakrishna is asking them to come. And the Lord, the God, He has come in the form of a human being. And He is almost begging us to go back to the source, to back to God. Even then, we are not aware of it. So look at this, when even the God is giving the call, it has become difficult for the people to withdraw their minds from the sense objects and go to God. What do we do with these worldly things? Our name, our fame, our physical comfort, and little that much. And to get that, so much of suffering is also there. Almost all of us who are grown up, we have experienced it. Even then we are not interested, or we are not sincere to go to God. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that is why we always call God as Mother. Very compassionate, always thinking for the betterment of the children. So He is coming and then calling. Sri Ramakrishna, he is asking this person, both the brothers, they came, they are rich people, then unmarried, the bachelor, and they are having, the Master Maharshaya has given the description. The Sri Ramakrishna asked him, "Hello, why haven't you visited Dakshineshwar for so long?" He didn't say, "Why you didn't come to me?" He said, "Dakshineshwar." Why Dakshineshwar, those who have visited Dakshineshwar, they know that was the very holy place because the God manifested over there. So if one is going over there and listening to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, then slowly understanding the futility of this worldly life, and then turning all his attention to that spiritual life, that is the main purpose of the avatara, dharma sthapana. So that is the main purpose. And whom he is giving the call, we will come to know about it. He is asking Mahendra, and he is telling Mahendra that why have you come for such a long time? Then Mahendra was a little embarrassed. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, "Sir," the Mahendra is replying, "I have been away from Calcutta. I was at Kedeti. Kedeti is the name of the place. I was in Kedeti, the village. Master, you have no children. You don't serve anybody. And still you have no leisure? Goodness gracious." That when Sri Ramakrishna is telling, "Why have you not come?" Because he is not married. The marriage means there's a lot of responsibility, obviously. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, so you are free, you have no children. You don't serve anybody. That means he is having his own business. He is not in a job under somebody. So he is completely free. He can take decision. Even then, you think that you don't have time. Then the Mahendra remained silent and a little embarrassed. Master to Mahendra, why am I saying all this to you? You are sincere and generous. You have love for God. So this is the reason. The God is giving the call. God is trying to instruct us, guide us, help us to realize God. But still, we are so unfortunate that we don't understand it. So then Mahendra, you are saying these words for my good. So this person, and we have to imagine that in those days Calcutta, this Bengali society, they were rich, they were educated, they were cultured, and all over the country they were the best people. And naturally they were having a lot of the pride. But this person, though he is having the wealth, he is a rich man, he is getting he is having education also, he is educated. Even then, when Sri Ramakrishna taught in this way and asked him, why have you not come, why you are not getting the leisure, all, then he is taking it very straight and very simple way. That shows why Sri Ramakrishna is giving him the call to come. That means humility was there. Unless and until humility is there, one cannot realize God. And he is telling, you are saying these words for my good. Master smiling, you see, we don't take any collection during performance at our place. Jodu's mother said to me, other sadhus always ask for money, but you do not. Worldly people feel annoyed if they have to spend money. So naturally, they are so much attached to the money, and whenever they feel that I have to give away the money, they are a little bit not like that. Then naturally, the Sri Ramakrishna noticed it, observed it. The characteristics of different type of people. Jodu Mollik means he was a landlord. They were so rich. Even then, his mother was happy that she was able to listen to about the God, about the spiritual discourses without paying. So she was happy with that. So Sri Ramakrishna mentioning in that way that we don't, then everybody is happy. I was smiling. Then he is giving an example. A theatrical performance was being given at a certain place. A man felt a great desire to take a seat and see it. He peeped in and saw that a collection was being taken from the audience. Quietly, he slipped away. Another performance was being given at some other place. He went there and inquiring found that no collection would be taken. There was a great rush of people. He elbowed his way through the crowd and reached the center of the hall. There he picked out a nice seat for himself. Then he twirled mustache and sat through the performance. Then he was showing that he is very much interested. So why? You need not to pay. By that way, Sri Ramakrishna is hinting to those people who are very much attached to their wealth, their money, very calculative type. So naturally, of course, the people living in the world, they should be calculative because they have the other responsibility, but not as a miserly way. When you have to pay something, you must pay because you hearing something, listening something, getting something. In exchange, you should pay. Why everything free? That is a beggar's mentality. Sri Ramakrishna never liked it. So, see the friends that we are discussing about spirituality. And what is spirituality? Transformation of the mind, thoughts. So, when our thoughts are dragging down towards the worldly things, we are going away from God. But when our thoughts are helping us to give away the worldly objects, I can afford, I can give a little money to attend this performance, why not? Those people who are performing over there, or maybe a holy man giving a discourse, but he also needs some money to support himself. So naturally, when we are going over there, we should give it. But sometimes some people, when they come and they stay in the guest houses, and at the time of going away, they will pay only $10 and go. Suppose you go to any hotel, can 3 of you, 4 of you staying there for 3 days just by spending $10? They had to maintain the room, the bed, bedding, washing, and the electricity, food, gases, so much. Somebody is paying. Oh, this is ashrama, so they don't take. Then, ashrama means what? Money is coming from the heaven. Somebody is paying. So you are getting indebted. So you went over there, stayed over there. Though you were having the capacity to spend money, you thought, oh, I am a smart person. So instead of staying in the hotel, let me go and stay in the ashrama's guest house, and I won't pay there. They also won't ask. But what you are losing, you are not getting the blessings of God. With this we don't know. We think this is okay. Everything in the ashrama must be free. But we don't understand that somebody is paying. In the government also they go on give free. How they can give the free? Somebody is paying. The tax money which was supposed to be utilized for the development of the society, we are spending only for the maintenance. But that way the governments become very popular. And this is very unfortunate. General masses, they don't understand. By that way, slowly, after some period of time, the whole country economy will break down. This is education. We have to understand that somebody has to pay. Here also, in the spiritual life, when you are coming to meet some holy person, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna very directly he said, because he is just like our mother. And the mother, they openly, they say that you must do this, you should not do this, for our betterment, for our good. Sri Ramakrishna said, when you are going to a holy place, you must carry something and give to them. So he is telling, see, jokingly, the Jodu's mother said like that, then gave an example, a person, when he saw they are charging money for the performance, and then he never went over there where there was a free, and then he elbowed his way and went in the front and sat over there, and he was twirled the moustache. You have no children to divert your mind. Because children means in the family, so obviously the responsibility, the mind goes to that thing, and Sri Ramakrishna again and again telling this Mahendra, through Mahendra to all of us, when we are free from the family responsibility, it is so good to concentrate the mind on the holy thing. Sometimes some couples, they go mad, they think that they are unfortunate, that they are not having children. Of course, naturally the desire to become father, mother, that is okay. But after that, if you can have little judgment, So what is there? The husband and wife will be like the friends. We'll be together, we'll be living, helping each other, and we are getting the company of each other. That is also a great help. And then all our energy, after all the work that we do, whatever we are earning, let us go and give it to those children who need it. Maybe they are not of our own, our blood, but still they are human beings. They are there, and if we go and give a candy to a little boy or a girl, then they are smiling. That is the great thing. So that much, and then we are not attached to these worldly things. There are so many hundreds of examples are there. The children are not looking after the parents properly. They are suffering. So many cases are there. But still this desire, what is this desire? A tremendous bondage for the worldly things. That's why Sri Ramakrishna again and again mentioning, it is good that you are not having that, children. And you can withdraw the mind and you can focus on the Lord, for God. So those who are having, it is okay. But those who are not having, then you should think that it's good. God wants me to concentrate on Him, so I am not in bondage. So Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, you have no children to divert your mind. And then he is asking the Mahendra, the same person, do you practice meditation? This is a very important question. Do you practice meditation? Because meditation means what? When you look at the meditation, focusing the mind on one object is the meditation. We can say concentration. Focusing the mind on any object. Scientists, they are focusing their mind to discover something, to find out some truth, some result of their experiments. And they are focused on that. They are constantly thinking on that. They cannot think of anything else. That is also a sort of meditation. But when Sri Ramakrishna is asking about that this meditation means spiritual meditation, that means withdrawing the mind from the worldly objects. That is very important. Friends, again and again we always say that there are only two things are there. One is God and God's creation. Now, if we choose God's creation, and then naturally in the God's creation, there are so many things. It begins with the family, and then slowly husband, wife, children, and their relatives, friends, all these things. Then we have to go out for earning, either through business or working under somebody, getting some salary. By that way, the whole life goes. That is called worldly things. And if we know that these things are so temporary, then why I am wasting my energy for this? Let me withdraw the mind. And when they are withdrawing the mind, that is called meditation. And in the Manu Samhita, it says, the mind is the 11th sense. As we know, there are 10th senses, the Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya. Karma means the 5 senses of that works, and 5 for knowledge. The total 10. But the Manu says there is another one, that is the mind. And if one can overcome the mind, then one can conquer the other 10 senses. The mind is the main one. And we don't know what is this mind. Of course, the science will be saying, giving some definition, but it is so difficult to understand this mind. But we are all aware about this mind. When I am happy, it is because of the mind. When I am miserable, it is because of the mind. So mind is nothing but the thoughts. And how the thoughts are generating? Our senses, they are going out, contacting the sense objects outside. bringing the information and giving to the mind. Mind is analyzing, and that reaction we feel. When you hear someone praising me, and my ear, it noted it and give it to the mind analyzed, and oh, he's praising me, I am happy. It happens so fast that we hear and immediately I am happy, but in between all these things are happening, works are going on. So this is the way it is working. So all the five the organs of action, organs of knowledge, all this total 10 is under mind. When the mind is thinking and giving the instruction, they are all working. So the Manu Samhita says, Ekadasham mano geyam. No, geyam, that Ekadasham means 11, is what? 11th one is the mind. Saguneno bhayatmakam yasmin jite jita beto bhavata panchako gunaihi. Panchagano means the 5 organs, 5 into 5, 10 organs. The 10 organs, they are controlled when the mind is controlled. And what is my thought? How the thoughts are generating? Because of the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects. So how to stop it? We have to stop the sense organs to go out of the building, that is this body, that is this mind, and stop collecting information. And that is called ahara suddha. That is pure, the food. The food doesn't mean only eating, food means all this. All the 5 different types of food that we are getting. So with the good food, our mind is tranquil, mind is happy, mind is elated, and we are happy. So this is what the Manu Samhita says. It is important that we should have to control the mind. When Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is asking this devotee, Mahendra, that do you practice meditation? That means, do you try to withdraw your sense organs from the sense objects? Why? Because by the nature, it is in the nature that the sense organs should go out and contact the sense objects. In the Upanishad it says, as if a father angry with the children and asked them to go out, and he has asked them to go out of the house and banished them and never allowed them to come in. Like that, all the sense organs, they are constantly going out. They do not know how to come in. So bringing all the bad informations, different type of informations, and making the mind puzzled with that. And meditation is nothing but stopping that process. And slowly we should have to do. Then again the Panchadashi, he mentioned very clearly, Mano eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayah baddhaya vishaya saktam mukto nirvishayam smritam. Now the mind, that is a very wonderful instrument. Without the mind, we cannot do anything. Now if you are utilizing this mind, according to the Manu Maharaj, the 11th the organ, the mind, if we utilize it properly, then we are liberated from the bondage. And liberated from the bondage means liberated from all suffering. We enjoy this life. And when we are not able to utilize that mind properly, then we are in bondage. And bondage means suffering. What is the bondage? Mono eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Bandha means suffering. Bandha means attached to the worldly objects. And moksha means we are completely detached from the worldly objects. So, God and God's creation. If we give the mind to God, we are liberated. If we give the mind to the God's creation, this name on all this, Rupa, Rasha, Shabda, Sparsha, Gandha, and there is a form, Rupa, there is a sound, Shabda, there is a taste, Rasha, there is a smell, Gandha. So, if we give our mind to all those, then obviously the five will make the mind mad. Shankaracharya, he wonderfully gave an example. Then the different type of the other beings, only they have one strong sense, and by that they are suffering. Like the elephant, so powerful animal, but the touch of the another elephant, that is sufficient for this powerful elephant to go and follow and ultimately go into the bondage. He loses the liberation. And some of the deers, they are very fond of music. When the hunters are playing the flute, the music, just by hearing the music they come. And similarly the taste, the other things, the fishes, they are coming and just biting the bait and caught by that and suffering, it is death. They are only having one sense organs. And look at the human being, they are having 5 sense organs. What they will do? Mana panchavi ranjita kim, in the Shankaracharya is mentioning, that they are having 5 sense organs. Look at this person. But the human being is very strong, very intelligent, and God is coming down in human form to give that knowledge to the human. He is guiding the human. Here, now we find Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is the Lord Vishnu. He has taken this form and he is guiding us through the Mahendra. The Mahendra was not having any children. Maybe he was married but no children. So that is why the Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you are not having the children. You have education, you have wealth. Now you have time also because you are not serving under somebody. Now why don't you use your time to realize God? That is the idea. That is why he is asking and he is telling, do you meditate? And we find liberation and bondage both depend on mind. When thinking of worldly objects, that is bondage. When not thinking of worldly object, that is liberation. So all the time we are going on discussing, talking about bondage and liberation. What is bondage? Thinking about the worldly thing. Now when we are thinking these worldly things as nothing but the manifestation of the same divine Lord, then we are not bound. Because I know that this is, we also go and serve. We were having the Ramakrishna mission, they serve, and so many orphanages are there. Thousands of orphan children, they are growing under the care of the monks. I too was having the 50 boys in Andaman. But then one day they told, now you are posted somewhere else. I embraced those children and told, okay, goodbye. Then somebody else will come and take care of you. That much. When I was there, I was their father, I was their mother, I was constantly thinking about them, how to give them proper education and how to protect them from the bad influences. Just any other father will be doing, mother will be doing. The same way about their food, about their clothing, about their enjoyment, about their health, everything I used to do. But at the same time I knew that someday I have to leave them, they are not my own. So this is the way, if we can understand that all things that I am with are very, very temporary. Then you are living with those things, of the worldly things. And then you're withdrawing your mind. Name, fame, all these things are so temporary. It's not never ever cannot be permanent. So understanding that, you are completely free. So what is liberation? Understanding this truth and acting that way. So when you talk about the liberation, today morning I received a phone asking, Swamiji, do you think I will be liberated in this life? I told, that depends on you. Simply if you think that you don't belong to this world, you don't want anything of this, and understanding the temporariness of this thing, if you withdraw, you are liberated here, now, this moment. Why waiting for the death? This moment we are liberated. Why? Because I have understood the truth. Though I am living with this, it is not. That's why they always say that you should live in this world like a swan. The swan is floating on the water, but water cannot make him wet. So obviously this is the way we have to live. And again, Yoga Vasishtha, he is giving another idea. Who can help the mind to go beyond bondage? Then the Yoga Vasishtha, he said, only mind. My mind can only help me to go beyond the bondage. What is the bondage? Thinking about the world. Who is thinking? My mind is thinking. And who can go beyond that? My mind only. No one else can help. The Guru and the scripture, now we are studying it. Mano eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Here we Panchadashi, the very famous, the Advaitic book mentioning this, the mind is the only cause of bondage. Now who is going to help me to get out of the bondage? Guru? He will only guide you. Scripture? He will only give you the direction. But who is helping you? You, your mind. Your mind is in bondage. Now you have to help your mind to come out of that. This is the very difficult part. Because it is my mind is contaminated. My mind is suffering. Now my mind has to be the doctor and prescribe the medicine, and then my mind should be cured. It is like that. The one who is the patient should be the doctor also. That is the way we have to. So we have to constantly, why? Then we have to read the scripture to go on getting the information and inspiration. And we should get the inspiration, I can do it, I can do it. So many people could do it. They were successful in controlling the mind. Even the person like Arjuna was also doubting about controlling the mind. So when I am thinking, oh yeah, this is difficult, of course difficult. A person like Arjuna, the hero of the Mahabharata, he was also expressing his doubt to his friend and guide Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna said, well, this is difficult, but not impossible. You can do it. So I also should, the Krishna not only said to Arjuna, he is also asking me to do, yes, I can do it, why not? From today, what I heard in the scripture, I have read in the scripture, the things are all temporary, my experience is also collaborating with that. Yes, this is so temporary. My body, my mind, my relatives, my children, all around me, things are constantly changing. So obviously, this is so temporary. I like to withdraw. So who is helping? My mind. So Yoga Vasishtha said, Mano eva samartham syat, manasa dida nigrahe. Nigraha means control. The controlling the mind, who can? Only mana. Friends, recently all the Muslims, the devout Muslims, they are observing and they have observed 1 month this fasting. 1 month. Only evening time they will eat, and then the whole day and night, no food, no drink. And like that, they will be 1 month. We can imagine the tremendous mental strength is necessary to do that. They will be working 1 month, they cannot sit idle. They are working, doing everything. But at the same time, because of their decision, no, I am going to follow this, 1 month they are fasting. Why this fasting? In every religion you will find they are prescribing fasting. Why? Not that by just fasting you will realize God. Not that by fasting immediately you will be uplifted to a spiritual grade. Not like that. But the fasting means you will be encouraged with your success of controlling the mind. That is why the fasting, the Buddhists, the Christians, the Hindus, the Muslims, all they are encouraging fasting. Hindus in different time, they will be asking Navaratri, so fasting, these, so fasting, like this. And the Hindus are little liberal types, so they will say, oh, okay, the women, those who are staying inside the room, let them fast. The gentlemen going out, the male people, they are going out working. So if they like, they can, or otherwise not. But many of them, thousands, will be fasting. Why? It is only to prove, only to encourage that I can control my mind. My mind wanted to drink, my mind wanted to eat, and so many things were there. I could do it. Nobody was observing, no, but I am not cheating myself. This is many of the things you will find, they're going to a far away, difficult places for pilgrimage. We go over there after walking, and then you have to walk and reach over there. Like that we go. Then what we get? Nothing. So we are going to, particularly when we were young, we went to the Charidhama. This is very famous for the Hindus in India. The 4 holy places. The people usually go to, when they go to all the 4 places. Gangatri, Jamunatri, and then Kedar and Badri Narayan. So all the 4 places, and so difficult. At our time it was really very difficult. You have to walk miles after miles on that, with the terrains and the hills. And after reaching over there, what do you find? A temple. That type of temples are all available in nearby cities also. But over there we go, and that proves that I can control my mind. Mind was thinking it is not necessary. It is so difficult. Forget about it. Let me go. No, I must have to take this. It is all the processes is this, and also the charity, the donation that purifies the mind. Why? I have earned this money. This is my hard-earned money, and still I am going to give it to others out of my own. And one side of the mind, one part of the mind will say, why? It is not necessary. Another part will say, no, I don't like to be involved in this. The money is only for spending. I will spend it. I will give it to somebody. I have enough. If I am not having so many dresses, it is nothing to me. I am already having so many dresses. This year I am going to spend that money for the others' dresses. Those who are not having, they are suffering. That means you are going against your own thought. That is exactly what the Yoga Vasishta is telling. Mono eva samartham syat. Your mind is the only your friend. And manasa dira nigrahe, dira, with firmness, you have to nigraha, you have to control. The mind will ask, I will do this, I will do that. You have to immediately slap your own face and say, no, I am not going to do that. Many times we have seen the people, the flogging themselves, punishing themselves. That system is there in the traditional Christians also. If they have done something wrong, they will be punishing themselves. And if the bad thoughts are coming in the mind, selfish thoughts are coming in the mind, the thoughts that will take you to attachment, they're punishing. They'll be flogging themselves. By that way also, why? I have to control the mind to overcome all those thoughts, worldly thoughts. Because worldly thoughts, that binds. Friends, we are discussing and at length why, because this is very important. Sri Ramakrishna only asked this much. Do you practice meditation? Do you meditate? That much. But this word meditation means, do you try to control your senses? Do you try to control your mind? Do you try to withdraw your mind from the sense objects? All. Now another, I will conclude by saying this. Now thing is, we have to, what is this mind? Mind is the cause of bondage and mind is the cause of liberation. How come? If you think the worldly objects, you are bound. If you don't think the worldly objects, you are liberated. It's so clear. No ambiguity. So why we all the time think, oh, why I am bound, why I am bound, whether I am going to be liberated, you know the answer. So if you are Baddhaya Vishaya Shakta, who is bound? Vishaya Ashakta. Vishaya means the sense object. Or does it mean that I should not have a house, I should not earn, I should not eat, I should not, no, not like that. Ashakta, he is attached to that. Attachment should not be there. In America, we have found, not here of course, in some of our centers, I get the information, there's sometimes some people donating their houses. After my death, my house will go to the Vedanta Society. Then the one person recently, he donated a big chunk of money to 2-3 centers. He was connected with those centers, and almost like $500,000, $600,000, like that. Whatever he was having, he thought, after my death, that should go over there. So why he said? Because he was thinking that till I am not dying, I need some money to maintain myself, the doctor, medicine, attendance. So after my death, that was. See, there is no attachment. So that is also liberation. I like to give it to all these people. As long as I am living, I need a shelter, I need clothing, I need some people to talk to. All these things as a normal human being. But after that, I know these are all temporary things. Oh, after me, I am having million, my children have a million, but still I like to give those to my children. They don't know how to spend it. Again, they will carry that like it goes on, and someday we will find that whole family, that tree extinct, where the millions goes. They don't know, but they were so much attached, they will never give to others. What happened? They themselves could not enjoy, and they were bound by those, and that is called moodha, illiterate. That is called illiterate. Why? They don't have the idea of this temporariness of this world. Lastly, again the Panchadashi, it says like this, how the mind can help me, the Panchadashi say, as without fuel, fire cannot burn, similarly, without worldly thoughts, mind is free and tranquil. So it says, yata nirindhano banni. Banni means the fire. Nirindhana, without fuel. Sayona bhupa shamyati. It automatically goes down and it stops burning. Similarly, tatha. Similarly, vrittikshaya chittam. Vritti, worldly thoughts. Shaya chittam, when the mind is not having the worldly thoughts. Sayona bhupa shamyati. The same way, it will also stop. And that is the reason all the time Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and all the holy people, they are always insisting have holy company. What is the holy company? They always talk about liberation. They always talk about the temporariness of the worldly things. They always talk about their God and holy things. So if we go and listen to them and talk to them and live with them, then slowly we imbibe those good ideas. Then the reading of the good books also, the inspirational books. Not inspirational means some people they write or give the inspirational talks, then some people will talk, you do this, you do that. But have they followed those in their own life? If not, their words doesn't carry anything. So we have to listen to those people who have truly practiced spirituality. Like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was the God himself. He took the human form. He lived like any other ordinary people. And he was crying for the people when they are dying, his known people. And he was telling that is why, very simple way he is telling. See, I am not keeping any friendship with anyone. You know why? Because I had some friends and when they passed away, I had to suffer. I had to cry for them. Now I have withdrawn my mind, so I don't have that. I live with them, I am talking with them, but not attached to them. See, again, so it says, as the Panchadashi is also telling, if you are not supplying fuel to the fire, fire won't burn. Automatically, it will stop burning. If you are not giving fuel to the mind of the worldly thoughts, it will stop. Now again, we will go back to the pages of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna to Mahendra. Do you practice meditation? So this is the thing, and with only this small question, I think Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us that we should withdraw the mind from the sense object, should not get attached to that, involved in all those things. Those who like to develop spiritual life, for them. Those who think, no, this is a little bit of morality and then the worldly life is okay, for them it is not. The stages are there, slowly becoming mature. So that is okay. Some people they think that I am not stealing anything, I am not telling lies, I am not creating problem for others, I am maintaining a moral good life. Good for them. They are also making progress. But for the liberation, no question. I am a good person living in the world and I am attached to these because I have to look after my children and all that, that is one thing. But for the liberation, completely withdrawing the mind. So this discussion, this is meditation. Then the Mahendra said, yes sir, a little. Sri Ramakrishna said, come to Dakshineshwar now and then. See, this is the call of God. The God is giving the call. He is giving the call to Mahendra. And when we are reading this line, we feel that it is Mahendra, of course, but it is to us also. Come to Dakshineshwar. Then when you go to visit to Dakshineshwar, there are shops are there and many other things are also there. So many temples are there. In Dakshineshwar, if you go, it's still there. The huge, big courtyard and so many temples, the 12 Shiva temple and the Radha Govinda temple, Kali temple, office is there, so many. Then the Ganges, at the side of the Ganges there is a Panchavati. You all go over there. Then what? Is Sri Ramakrishna asking that? Come and visit and go like a tourist? No. His call is come to Dakshineshwar means come and imbibe the ideology of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. The ideology, come to me, means the accepting the ideology of that God. sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam bhaja. Now we are translating, we are interpreting, only have to go to Krishna. But who is this Krishna? No other God, no other religion, no other holy book. Read only Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavat and only worship Krishna. Is that the meaning? No. Sarva dharman parityajya. You need not to bother about other responsibilities. When you are accepting me, the God, and what is that God? That is tyaga. And what is that tyaga? Tyaga means giving away. The Krishna is nothing but the symbol of giving away, tyaga. And what is that? Ego. There is no ego at all. The Sri Krishna is worshipping and washing the feet of the kings, the Lord God himself, in the form of Krishna. When the Yudhishthira was organizing a great meeting and all the kings were coming, who will worship them and wash their feet? That is the system. Whenever our guests are coming, you have to wash their feet. Recently I went somewhere, I have forgotten. So though I am here is a cold place, obviously I was having the shocks. And the lady of the house, she was a little water and then put on the sock and then as if she is washing, thinking that she is washing the feet like that. That is the system. When the guest is, who will do it? Kshatriyas are all very egoistic people. I will do? No, it is not possible. All the Panchapandavas, none of them were ready. Of course, Yudhishthira was humble, but Yudhishthira was the king himself. So he cannot go and sit at the gate to worship the feet of the guests. It was Krishna who offered that. When the duties were being allotted, all people said, I will do this, I will do that. The Lord Krishna, the God, he said, I will be at the gate too with the water to wash the feet of the people, whoever will be coming, the guest. That is called humbleness. And do you learn that from Krishna? That is, Krishna said, come to me. That is the ideology. Give up, give up, give up. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, what is there in the Bhagavad Gita? We are reading the Bhagavad Gita. Many people memorized it, all the 700 slokas. But what is there? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, if you repeat the Gita many times, it will become tyagi, giving up, giving up, giving up. What is that giving up? Ego. The moment you give up the ego, what remains? God. That consciousness. That is exactly what they are saying. Sri Ramakrishna said, come to Dakshineshwar, come to my ideology. And what is Sri Ramakrishna's ideology? Love and unselfishness. Of course, if one is having ego, he won't be able to develop the love for all beings, love for everyone. And there is no motive behind that love. It is unselfish. That is Sri Ramakrishna's ideology. Mahendra smiling. Yes, sir, I will. You know where my knots and twists are. You will straighten them out. The master smiling. First come to Dakshineshwar, then I shall praise your limbs to see where your twists are. Why don't you come? Again and again God is giving the call to this person, and when I was reading I was thinking how fortunate is that person. The God himself is giving the call, come to me. So like that the God is constantly giving us the call, come to me, come to me. And we hear sometimes, we go and then we get entangled with many other things. When you go to the ashrama, we get an opportunity to serve, then all our ego and all that works, then we get entangled and start competing with others, why he should get this benefit, why they getting that, And by that way, again, we are going and making a small group and talking about that. Ultimately, they're all going to the holy place and the holy people and listening to the holy talk helps nothing. So, friends, this is important. Regularly, every Wednesday, we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Hardly one page we read. And slowly we are making the progress. And one small instruction that is laden with so much of beautiful thoughts which we should have to imbibe. The master is the Mahendra. Because of the pressure of my duties, besides I have to go to my country home now and then. Immediately, the Sri Ramakrishna to Mahendra, pointing his finger at the devotees. Have they no homes or the dwelling places? Have they no duties? How is it that they can come? They come. That means some excuses that we are making, no, that we should not make any excuse. We should be genuine. We should be straightforward to hurry. Why haven't you come to Dakshinesha? Is your wife living with you now? The Hari also, the person who actually brought this Mahendra and his brother, so he is asking the Hari. No, sir, master, then why did you forget me? Why have you forgotten the God? So that's what Sri Ramakrishna asking. Of course, if you have the responsibility, you have some duties to do, you couldn't get the time, that is okay. Otherwise, why not? Why you are not coming? This is the uniqueness of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was not at all egoistic person, we know. But still he was eager to ask people to come to him. And this is exactly the way the Lord Krishna is giving the call. Exactly the way the Lord Jesus is giving the call. The same way. I am the path, Jesus said. I am the way. It doesn't mean the only Jesus. Here again, you have to understand it is the Jesus means the Jesus way, this is philosophy, and Jesus ideology. What is that? Humbleness and complete dedication to God. And we think, Jesus is the only way. So if others are not following, go and fight with them. If necessary, kill them. This is the mistake always we do. If we can understand this, if we read the lives and the teachings of these great masters, everywhere these masters are giving the same way. Come to me, it doesn't mean that particular person. It is his ideology. And that ideology, if we can understand, then we will get free. The master is telling, he looks thin. He has no small measure of bhakti. He is overflowing with it. But it is of a rather troublesome nature. Then all are laughing. He is just making because he used to love that person, the Hari, young boy. So he is making jokes with him. So, okay friends, now we should stop over here. So see what are the things that the master was telling. That we should understand the futility of this world. And when we are living in this world, we should always constantly make ourselves aware that I am not going to be bound by this world. And what is the bondage? Thoughts of the mind. And thinking that this world is permanent, so I need these, I need that, I have to keep these. This, when we withdraw those things and live in the world, but you are liberated. And that is the wonderful freedom. Thank you, friends. And so I like to announce, they will be very happy that we have every 3 months we publish our e-magazine, and of course it is available in our website online, and if you are visiting our ashrama here in Homer Glen, you can pick up the hard copies. This is called Chicago Calling. The Chicago Calling, and this now 33 number. So continuously we are going on publishing, and this is having on an editorial on the Hinduism, and then discussion on the Hinduism, different aspects of Hinduism. So I think you will like it. There are many different the Swamis, they discussed about it, and there is a beautiful discussion about the Jyotish, how the Hinduism they developed the Jyotish, and Jyotish is helping the human the society. It is only $3. When you come, you can pick up, or you can place order, or you can download and read. Thank you, friends. This is Chicago Calling 33. Now, let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.